Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoin Guys, doing my guide for Uncharted Drake's Fortune on Crushing Difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 15 entitled On the Trail of the Treasure. That's a long title. It took me a little while to kind of get that one down. At least I got it done in one take when it came to recording it, but yeah. So this chapter is a little obtuse, I would say, mainly because of it's got a lot of platforming, and Uncharted 1 platforming, if you're familiar with it, is very strange sometimes. Like, sometimes you think that Drake will actually just jump where you want him to go, and then you've got the perfect jump, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he completely misses the thing, and it's really weird. Speaking of weird, these guys are they're just spawned in as soon as you fall down here. So you have no protection when you first drop. I mean, granted, you can always hide where I'm hiding right now, of course, but what I'm trying to say is that there's no way for you to go back and, use that for cover or anything like that. You're going to have to use either this side or just run to the doorway itself and go from there. But these guys are not too bad to take out. They're usually pretty easy to deal with. Especially if you happen to have, some nice guns and what have you. And there you go. So I'm going to have a quick edit right there. I didn't die. What happened was, I fell down and I got scared. I was like, oh no, if I fall down, I'm going to have to spend hours trying to figure out where to go again because I don't want to look like an idiot. So I hit reset checkpoint, and luckily enough, if that does count as a checkpoint if you beat all those guys. So I ended up just appearing back up where I left off at with all the enemies killed, and I was like, okay, cool. So that takes care of that. But this was this part right here, for some reason, something was off. Not for the recording, but when I was playing it by myself to try the chapter, to unlock the chapters, get them done, so that way I can go back and just record them. Sully was trying to contact me, and during that time, for some reason, sorry about my chair there, but yeah, for some reason, I just kept hearing nothing but static, and then all of a sudden I had an out-of-bounds moment, and that's when it practically kind of crashed my PS5, though. So, fair warning about playing Uncharted on PS5, I guess, is be careful with it. I did die, and those two guys they're nothing. They're kind of whatever. But maybe it's just my copy, but my copy is most likely probably starting to break at this point. So I need to get these Uncharted games done for hardcore right now. But only problem is the Uncharted collection is the only thing that actually has brutal mode. Because if I was playing the original games, then fine, I could play this on PS3, but why would I do that when I could just play on the collection version instead? Nah, I think it'll be okay. Even if it does happen to break, I can just go buy a new copy for, $10 probably? Because Uncharted is usually not that expensive. But right there, that's where I actually died at. I was trying to climb across, and then, of course, I was like, oh, did I just not grab the window? Was I supposed to grab that instead? Turned out that was not the case. Also, I don't think you can you can't wrap around. You can't just go toward the window. You can't go toward the glass pane window or anything. Glass pane window and, go that way to get across the other key. You have to go back and you have to platform. And with any sort of Uncharted 1 platforming, make sure you're always jumping at the edge of the said platform. I know this is kind of a weird bit of advice, but Uncharted 1 is a very weird game sometimes, because it just, you can feel it, you can absolutely feel that this game's just a slight bit more archaic. I love it dear to death, but it's one of those things where, yeah, it's a little bit not as crazy as the other, especially 2 and 3. There you go, just look for the heart with the keys in it, and it's just right there on the first left. So, not too hard to spot. I think this is going to be the sniper scenario, right? Well, yeah. This is the one where we get the sniper. Okay, yeah, we're going to the cemetery now. We're almost done. So, this is yet another instance of difficult part. Not going to lie. I remember this one took me quite a bit to do, but I do have it kind of sorted down pat. What I like to do here is somehow they spotted me. Usually you don't get spotted. I don't know what I did. But I like to take out the snipers first, usually after I take out one guy with a headshot below me. And unfortunately, I couldn't show that off because these guys already started aggroing, so I had no choice. But if you do happen to get the drop on somebody, just shoot him with a headshot with the pistol. Then whip out the sniper, shoot sniper on the left or right, either order, and then go for the grenade launcher guy. All three in any order, it doesn't really matter, but there's a grenade launcher guy right in the middle. Kill him too. And then if you want to just waste, the rest of your ammo on just random fodder, you can, because that's what I do. I say waste, but it's more so that I just shoot a random guy with it, because I'm just going to go grab an M4 anyway. Now, this is very particular of me to do. I'm running to the right side here, instead of running to the left like I normally did. And I think the reason why is because I feel like this side just kind of pays off more. Because when I eventually did beat this chapter, just on my own, I realized that running to the right gives me more of a better field of view, and for the most part, better protection from getting flanked. It's hard to explain, but the enemies kind of spawn from the right side, and then they all just kind of charge in to the left. So if you were to run left, you would have to fight all of them charging in, and that's what I think I kind of messed up a little bit. And this guy just, unfortunately, he got away from my sights for a little bit, but it's okay. He just ran down here. He's just a shotgun guy. As long as you're not too close, you should be fine. And then I also wanted that treasure because, why not? I might not have all the treasures for this playthrough. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I got the platinum for this game yet on, the newer collection. Because you do have to beat Brutal Mode. That's true. You have to beat Brutal Mode, so I've never beaten Brutal yet, and I'm scared. Now that it's funny because I'm playing through Crushing, I'm like, this is not too bad. This is still doable. Uncharted 1's always been the hardest one of them, but it's still relatively doable. And funny I say that now, but I can't wait till I get to Brutal Mode and then realize that I am way off. I'm sure, because I tried it once and I was like, God damn, this actually is really hard. So, it would be nice to one day do it, hopefully this year or next year or whatever, or hopefully within this generation of hardcore content. Or maybe even Gen 4, who knows. I mean, this is called Gen 3, The Impossible. By the way, I did remember what things were what. So the shell goes down, the snake faces left, and the arrows go up. So that's all you need to touch. And then after that, I think that's the end of the chapter. So anyway, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time for some more Uncharted Drake's Fortune. And as always, take care, everybody.